Hey everyone, Metal Breakdown here. So hopefully everyone is doing great today. This video will be a bit like the two videos I put out earlier this week, in which I was telling you about my top 20 for the best rock and metal album of 2019. But in this video we will look at the best. I don't know why I said at two times, but anyway, we will look at the best album of each year's since 2010 until now, so for the entire decade. So that's why I wanted to do that today. And for each year, I will tell you about like the second best album, like the one that could have take the spot of the best album of that year, but there was only one album better than this one. So yeah, basically one honorable mention per year. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have not watched the top 20 videos yet, I'll put all the two parts of this video at the end of this one in the last 20 seconds in the suggested video, so you'll be able to watch it right away if you want. Also, I'll put an Amazon affiliate link for all the album that I'm gonna talk about today for the vinyl. So if you want to purchase it, use my link. That way I'll make a small portion of the profit, but it will still be the same price for you guys. So if you want a late Christmas present, just go for it. You'll have a blast for sure, because all these albums that I'm going to talk about are phenomenal. So let's fucking do this. Okay, so for the very best album of 2010, I went with my favorite album, my favorite band. So I went with Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. A really cool album, especially with the song Save Me, the longest song on the album and the last track on it, which is probably my favorite song ever. So for me it was kind of a necessity to put this album as the best album of 2010 because of that. And it's also kind of the album that really made me a metalhead. I was listening to some metal stuff before, but it's really back then in 2010 when that album that was released that I really became a metalhead for life, we could say. So yeah, so important for me. And the honorable mention for 2010 for me is Deep Blue by Parkway Drive, which is another incredible album. So for 2011, at first I went with In Waves by Trivium, because I completely forget about this album that is the best of 2011, and it's Massaden by Vildhjarta, the Swedish tall band. They're really incredible. That's their only album, but don't worry, they're back. They just released a single like in November. It completely ruined No Not November. Yeah, it did. But they will be releasing a new album next year, so we'll definitely have some new Vildhjarta material next year after fucking 9 years. So yeah, I can't wait for that. For 2012, this was a really hard decision to make. But I had to go with a rock album this time around with The House of Gold and Bone Part 1 by Stone Sour. I think Part 2 was released the year after, so I cannot put them like together. But with songs like Absolute Zero, Traveler Part 1 and 2, My Name is Alan, incredible album. Yeah, I think it's even like one of my favorite art rock album ever. It's that great. And back then in 2012, I was not like really into Slipknot yet. So at first I discovered Stone Sour with this album, and then I discovered Slipknot. So an incredible album, and it's bringing back so many memories. My honorable mention for that year was L'Enfant Sauvage by Gojira. It was a tough decision to make, but I think overall The House of Gold and Bones had a bigger impact on me, and it's my favorite Stone Sour album, and L'Enfant Sauvage is not my favorite Gojira album, so that's kind of why I made that decision. Oh, sorry for the cut here. At first I put Hail to the King as my favorite album of 2013, but I decided to do only one album per artist, so it can't win again. And anyway, I forgot about the best album of 2013, and for me it was truly Sempiternal. I just forgot about it at first, with songs like Shadow Moses, Can You Feel My Heart, Sleepwalking, Hospital for Souls. This album is just a masterpiece from start to finish, an album that truly changed my life, and yeah, me as a music fan, I would say. So important for me, that album, Sempiternal, and definitely my favorite album ever by Bring Me the Horizon. So yeah, there you go for 2013. For 2014, I had to remake like the video because of that, because my thumbnail was ready and everything, because I completely forgot about The Satanist by Behemoth, which is the best album of 2014 for sure, and even the best album of the decade for me. So yeah, it had to be on top. There was no other option. This album is just a straight up masterpiece from start to finish, and I was lucky enough, I think it was in 2015 or 16, I saw Behemoth live, and they played the album in full. I had the chance to see Behemoth again like 3 or 4 times after that, but for that first time to hear The Satanist in full, incredible experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. And the honorable mention for that year was Bloodstones and Diamond by Machine Head, which sucks that it's not the best album of the year because of how good it is, but with The Satanist, nah, I cannot put it on top. For 2015, it was a really hard decision as well to make, because when that year ended, my favorite album was Higher by Parkway Drive, so I kind of wanted to put it there again, but after thinking about it, I have to go with Meliora by Ghost, which is, in my opinion, the best album of that year and the best Ghost album yet. They only have 4 albums, so they might top that next time around, especially since Tobias said that the next album will be more riff oriented. So yeah, there's hope. But again, another album that is straight up masterpiece, Meliora by Ghost. So yeah, for 2016, I went with All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us by Architects. This album is their best, there's no question about that. It's an absolute banger. As soon as I heard like the first song on it that is playing right now, Nihilist, I was fucking blown away. And it's really incredible from start to finish, especially with the last song, Memento Mori. Absolutely delicious. And my honorable mention for that year was The Violent Sleep of Reason by Meshuggah. For 2017, I went with Trivium. They almost made it in 2011 with In Waves, but that was their time to shine with The Sin and The Sentence. Brilliant album. There was a tour right after the album released. I saw one show in Montreal, one show in Orlando. It was a banger. Definitely made my year for 2017, and there's just like no bad song on it, so I have so much faith in Trivium after that album, and I can't wait to hear what they will put out next year. And my honorable mention for that year was Emperor of Sand by Mastodon, another great album. So, in 2018, I'm making a quick change as well, because I need to respect the rule of putting only one album by each band. So, instead of going with Holy Hell, which was my initial plan, Holy Hell by Architect, I went with Black Flame by Buried Tomorrow. And by the way, they were so close, so I don't even mind putting Buried Tomorrow, Black Flame. Or the opposite, yeah, Black Flame by Buried Tomorrow is my favorite album of 2018 because of how good it is. I have so many great memories with that album as well. Such a banger, and it's definitely a proof that Buried Tomorrow will be fucking huge in that kind of new wave of metalcore. yeah, they're ready to kill it, I assume, and hopefully they'll have a North American tour, because I don't think they've done that so far. Would be so cool to see them, at least seeing them open for another band here. That would be a great start, I think. So yeah, there you go. And for this year, I already talked about in my top 20 video, but I have to say it again just for the purpose of this video. But it's We Are Not Your Kind by Slipknot. They truly killed it. At first I was not like a huge fan of it, but it has grown on me so much. Well, yes, I was a fan of it. It was not like I thought it was bad or anything, but at first I was like, oh, this is not like on the level of Point 5, The Great Chapter, which came out in 2015. So yeah, I was not as big of a fan as The Great Chapter, but it has grown on me so much. It's really an experience to listen to that album, and that's why for me it's the best of 2019. And now I think it's even better than Point 5, so not even a question anymore. Fantastic album. And my honorable mention for this year is I The Mask by In Flames, which was another really important album for me this year. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you agree with me. But just remember that it's only my personal choices, so if you think one of these albums sucks and it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. It's only an opinion, not a fact, so just keep that in mind, and don't be mad at me for putting Avenged Sevenfold twice, for example. It's only my personal preferences. So yeah, also remember, I'll put all the Amazon affiliate links down in the comment section, so if you want to grab a vinyl of any of these records, do it with my link. That would be awesome. Great way to support both the band and this channel at the same time. If you're new to this channel, guys, make sure to subscribe to not miss any upcoming video. Leave a like on the video to help me with the YouTube algorithm, and let me know if you want me to do like a top 20 of the best album of the decade. That could be cool to do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you all next time.